state to provide private finance to local governments to decarbonise doesn't work. And because it doesn't work, we've got to reform it, we've got to reinvent it, we've got to activate it, we've got to stimulate it.
There is lots of money out there. We got the 1.4 trillion announced at COP last year, looking for places to land. But one of the blockages to it landing is, do individual cities offer the scale of investment that's needed for that money to be able to roll out?
The big risk is that if we stay in our sectors and our silos and our institutions, we do bits and pieces, but it doesn't add up to the transformation that we need.
Where do we need to invest the money to make the transition, and this wall of capital that wants to invest? We need to innovate the funding and implementation model in the middle to connect those two together.
We need more brains on this. And I think that's one of the key questions or gaps that 3CI is trying to fill, is how do we get the right people in the room?
I've never been involved in anything quite like this. The scale of a collaboration, cross-party, across the country with different partners, and every event I go to gets bigger. More and more people want to get involved, and more people around the country. So it does feel like a real wave of change that's happening through 3CI.
Sure, we're all accountable to our shareholders, but at the end of the day, I think the real value of this sort of exercise can only be magnified when you've got greater contribution from others.
We are going to spend tens of hundreds of billions of pounds on delivering this transition across the UK. We need to make sure that every pound we spend delivers multiple benefits for the environment, for our citizens, for addressing inequalities, for the futures of our children and young people, and for the planet. If we plan properly, I absolutely believe we can do that.
That's why I've been so committed to 3CI, because it's where you get to have that conversation together.
Come to us because we represent 95% of the UK local authorities. We have a pipeline that represents all of their projects. This is where you have that single conversation. This is where we're convening finance, industry and local places together. This is where the action is.